Hello, my name's Christopher, and today I'm going to show you how to install Ghostfolio on Portainer. So, a little bit about this series, I'm going over home labs, or installing things, getting things set up, everything like that. So, if you're interested in that, subscribe, comment, like, and support the channel, and let's get started. I wanted to let y'all know about the Big Bear community. We just launched a community on community.bigbeartechworld.com. It's based on discourse, so go on there, join it, and say hi. So, let's get back to your registered programming. So this is what I'll be installing today. Ghostfolio. It's open source wealth management software. It's built on Angular, Nest.js, Prism, NX, and TypeScript. It's for tracking your stocks, ETFs, cryptocurrencies, make solid data-driven investment decisions. The software is designed for personal use and continuous operation. They do have a Ghostfolio Premium Edition. I've not used their cloud service. Why Ghostfolio? And they list the whys and they list the features. And this is what it looks like on the web app. So that's what we will be installing today. So now I'm going to start on Big Bear Video Assets. There will be linked down in the YouTube description to get to this. And I'm going to go over here to the search and type Ghostfolio. And then now I'm going to go to how to install Ghostfolio on Portainer right here. I'm going to click it. Then I'm going to go in the Docker Compose. So version 3.7 of Docker Compose file format is being used. I'm going to set some services. And then the first service underneath services is called Big Bear Ghostfolio. The container name is going to be called Big Bear Ghostfolio. And this is so Docker doesn't have to generate a random name for the container. And the image is coming off of Docker Hub by default because there's no URL before this. And this is the Docker image. This is the Docker image tag. And then restart unless stop. So that means if you stop it for any reason, it will not try to restart. But if it fails any other reason, then it'll try to restart. And then I'm going to set some environment variables. So the env is production, the host, the port, and then access token salt. I am using a UUID v4. And how you know that is because of this 4 right here. So I would change this to your own string. You can use UUID v4 if you want to. UUID v4. So the database URL here, the user, the DB password, the service name for the Big Bear Ghostfolio DB, the port, and then the actual database name. So now the JWT secret token, I would change this to your own UUID v4. And then the Postgres DB, the Postgres user, the Postgres password, and the Redis host, the Redis password, and the Redis port. Now, the port is 3333 on the host. If this does collide with another port on your host, you can change it. And then on the container is 3333. Do not change the container's port. So now this service right here depends on the Big Bear Ghostfolio DB and the Big Bear Ghostfolio Redis, and the condition has to be service healthy. So now networks, Big Bear Ghostfolio network, that's a network that's defined down the bottom. So now we're under the Postgres QL database service now. So this is right underneath the services. And so Big Bear Ghostfolio DB is the service name. The container name is going to be called Big Bear Ghostfolio DB. And this is a name that so a Docker doesn't have to generate a random name. And then the image is coming off of Docker by default because there's no URL before this. Postgres is the Docker image, and then the Docker image tag is 15.4 Alpine, and Alpine is a lighter container. And then restart unless stop. So that means if you stop it for any reason, it will not try to restart. But if it fails any other reason, then it'll try to restart. And then environment variables. So the Postgres DB and the Postgres user and the Postgres password. This should align with these up here. And also the database URL right here. So now PG data, var lib PostgreSQL data. This is a container path. So now the health check, the volumes. So the Big Bear Ghostfolio DB data. That is a local volume that's defined down the bottom. And then on the container side is var lib PostgreSQL data. And this would rhyme with the PG data up here because it is a container path. So now networks, BigBearClub network. That's the same network that the service appears in as well. And this is so the DB this service right here can connect to the databases with the service name, BigBearClub DB, and also BigBearClub Redis. So now, if we go down to the Redis service right here, BigBearClub Redis is the service name. The container name is going to be called BigBearClub Redis. And this is so Docker doesn't generate a random name for this container as well. And then the image is coming off of Docker by default because there's no URL before this. This is the Docker image, and then this is the Docker image tag. And it's a lighter container because of Alpine. So restart unless stopped. So that means if you stop it for any reason, it will not try to restart. But if it fails any other reason, then it'll try to restart. And then a command right here. So we're going to set the Ghostfolio Redis password right here. So this would rhyme with the Redis password right here. And then the health check, the volumes. So BigBearClub Redis data. This is a local volume that's defined down the bottom. And then on the container side is data. Networks. So BigBearClub network. That's the same network that these two containers are in right here. And then the networks, so this is where we define the network. So BigBearClub network, the driver is bridge. And then volume configuration down here. So BigBearClub DB data, the driver is local. And the BigBearClub Redis data, the driver is local. So we have the networks defined and we have the network, the volumes defined. So now this service right here is connecting to these databases down here to store data in them. So I'm going to go ahead and copy a raw file. Then I'm going to go over to my Portainer and get this set up. So I wanted to let you know about the Big Bear Club. You can join it, and it greatly supports this channel, and I very much appreciate it. So if you'd like to join the Big Bear Club, you can go down the YouTube description and go to my Ko-Fi link and join it from there. So let's get back to registered programming. So now I'm going to start on my Portainer. I'm going to go to local and then stacks and then add stack up here. And I'm going to put a stack name of Ghostfolio stack. And then this stack will be deployed with Docker Compose. So this means that it will use the Docker engine, and it'll deploy it with Docker Compose. So the web editor down here, I'm going to come down here and paste the Docker Compose down here that I copied over in Big Bear Video Assets. So now once we do that, we're going to scroll down to deploy the stack. And then a deployment is in progress. So this can take a little bit because this is it's downloading the Docker image off the registry, getting it extracted, getting it up with Docker Compose. Also, it's creating the networks and the volumes. So stack successfully deployed. So it's successfully deployed and it's up and running. So now I'm going to go over the Portainer's UI. So I'm going to start in stacks and then go into the stack. So now you see stack and then editor up here. So stack details and actions right here. Stop the stack, delete the stack, create template from the stack, and then stack duplication / migration. You can see the containers in the stack right here and access control. Now, if you go in the editor right here, you can edit the Docker Compose. This is very handy to create your Docker Compose, and then you can update the stack down here. Now, repull image and redeploy means it's going to repull the image freshly off the registry and then redeploy it. This is great for when the developer pushes an update to the latest tag or something and you're using that. You can just pull the image down and get the new code and then redeploy it. So when you do that, you can press the update button right here. So now if you go in these containers, you'll have actions up here: start, stop, kill, restart, pause, resume, remove, recreate, duplicate / edit. You can see the container status down here, the logs. This is great for debugging. And inspect, stats, console, attach, access control, and then create image. container details like the image, and then port configuration, the host and the container, the command, the entry point, the environment variables, labels, and restart policies. You can say update. Now I would probably change anything on your Docker Compose. So for the restart policy, I would change it on the Docker Compose and then push it back out. So the connected networks down here. Now, if you go back into the stacks and then stack, now if you go to this container right here, same actions and container status down here. Now you do have an extra one, container health, and that's just checking the health of the PostgreSQL is healthy. Now the same options down here and same info. If you go back into stacks and go to stack again, and then go to the Redis, and same action, same container status, access control. Now you do have the container the container health right here. So the status is healthy, the failure count is 0, and the last output. So now container details, and then volumes, and then networks. So that's a little bit about the Portainer's UI. So now in your browser, you're going to go to the IP and then the host port of 3333. So now I'm going to go to it. And now you got this website right here. So I'm going to go up to the top right and go to get started. And then I'm going to create an account. So now you have a security token right here. I'm going to copy it to the clipboard. I'm going to agree and continue. And then I'm going to go up here to the top right again to the user and go log out. Then I'm going to sign in again. And this is where you will have to remember your security token to get back into your account. So I'm going to copy that in. I'm going to paste that in. Then I'm going to stay signed in, sign in. So now we're back in. So always remember to keep that sign in token and in a secure place or where you can get to it. So now you can go set up an account. So we have an account right here set up. It's my account. You can go into edit right here, and then you can add a cash balance. And you can also go down here to the plus button. You can add a new account. And then you can add a cash balance. And then you can also add a note, and you can exclude from analysis, save. So now we have my account and testing account. So you can also transfer the balances. So you can go from testing to my account. So from my account and then to testing account. And then you put the value of the transfer in. And then you can transfer right there. And then you can see it did change. So now if you go back to overview, you can go and see the overview, plus you can see the holdings, and then the summary, and then the markets. You can go to portfolio and you can see the analysis, and then you can see holdings, and then activities, and you can add a activity here. You can go to allocations, and then you can go to X-ray, and you can go to the admin control. So version, user count, activity count, exchange rates, and then you can also add a currency in, a user sign up, and then data gathering. You can turn those off or on, and then housekeeping. You can flush the cache. You can go into settings and you can add a platform, and then you can add a tag. You can go into market data, job queue, and then users, and you can see that it has 2 accounts and 0 activities. You can go to resources and learn a little bit more, and then you can go to the about and you can keep up with the changes in the software. And then you can go up to the settings right here, and you can go to the filter, and you can filter out things and apply a filter. You can go over here to my Ghostfolio and click it. You can turn on presenter mode, a base currency, language, locale for date and number format, and then appearance, a Zen mode, biometric authentication, experimental features, and Ghostfolio a user ID. And then you can also export the data right here. You can go to access and you can change the access, grant access to the restricted view or views. So that's a little bit about Ghostfolio's UI. So I just went over step by step on getting Ghostfolio running on Portainer. So if you like this tutorial, subscribe, comment, like, and support the channel. And if you have any video suggestions or any community support, you can go to the Big Bear community and join our forum. There's a link in the YouTube description. So stay tuned for more.